Hello Libra, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of March 19th through 25th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. All right. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing. Okay. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here's a Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. I'm curious what the work is that you're doing. We're going to do the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread, and as I lay these cards out, I do just want to... Oh wow, these are nice. I want to just say that if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments, okay? I read every comment. And I know I say that for every reading, but I mean it, and I spend a lot of time in prayer and meditation, and, I want to offer that. Mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. And we'll just put that right there. Yep, just one card. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading, so you do have to watch the video all the way through. Okay, that really helps out the channel a lot, by the way. And hopefully that'll tie everything together at the end, give us the confirmation that we're looking for. Okay, so we started out with the Three of Discs or Pentacles. You have a lot of practical skills. I feel like you're someone who's kind of a Jack or a Jill of all trades, I feel like maybe you've had... I'm getting a kind of a conflicting message here, because I feel like you've had a lot of jobs in your life, like a lot of experience, doing many, many different things. But I also feel like you found the one thing that you're good at, and you just are doing it, and you love it, But I feel like maybe when you were younger, you went through a lot of just odd jobs, different things, tried different careers, different skills, until you really found that one thing, okay? And I feel like you're really in this state of mind where you're doing a lot of this hard work, and maybe it's part of the job, you're getting paid for it. I definitely think you're getting paid for it. But it's something where you feel like you're being so creative. You almost feel like you're a master, because I feel it's not just for the money. It's almost just like you're performing this art, and yeah, people are going to give you money. You know what I mean? So it's just like you're an artist first and foremost, but you're creating something that people want to pay for, And this doesn't have to be traditional kind of stereotyped art. Like, you don't have to be a painter or a sculptor. This could be the art that you perform in whatever your work is, whatever your career, your employment, whatever your job is right now. That's where you feel like you're being this artist, And I feel like you are also kind of very established in the routine of that, I think you're somebody that has kind of figured out their flow. Really do. I feel like you enjoy the recognition for the job that you're doing. You like to kind of get the pat on the back once in a while, right? It's not why you're doing it. You're doing it because you have a really high ideal of love. We see that Empress energy up there. We see the Empress, we see the Lovers, more major arcana. We see some good water cup energy, good earth energy. We see some air energy and this Tower energy, okay, which is gives me a little bit of concern. I think it's going to be a good thing, but I think it's going to be maybe a little disruptive. But we see a lot of this great earth energy too. So it's a nicely balanced reading. Okay, nicely balanced. We have just enough fire with that Martial Tower energy that we don't really need a lot of other fire in here at all, okay? I think the Three of Pentacles here is kind of taking the place of the fire, This is so high up the tree, up the scale, let's say the hierarchy or the spectrum of manifestation, right? It's close to the source. It's really, this ace is very close to the source too. And so with the ace and with this 3, I really feel like you're fulfilling your purpose. You know, I feel like you're a master. Like you have this, not pride, right? Because pride kind of has negative connotations now for some reason. But there is this like spiritual fulfillment that you feel doing this work that you're doing. Okay? And it could be that this is the week you really get established in this. This could be the week that you get that recognition for this work. It could be that this is the week you really find the right environment to express this inner master and artist that you are becoming, that you're feeling, you know? So I think that you're very adaptable. So this could be why I'm getting the conflicting kind of energy with whether you're just in one company right now or like one field, or whether this is that inner master, that inner artist that is creating in different places, right? Through different mediums, in different environments, through different jobs, different projects, you know. So that I'm kind of conflicted whether you've got just one thing going on or several, right? I think it may be both. I think you have probably several things going on, but they're all unified. They're all kind of wrapped into this one spiritual will, you know, this spiritual impulse in you. So I think that you can really adapt to many different environments, you know, like your inner master, this artist can really perform its art anywhere, right? And so maybe there is still this, question of finding the one environment that you're just going to stick to, the one company that's perfect, the one, career field that's just perfect, or the setting up your own business in that perfect way. So I feel like we're still kind of looking for that, right? I feel like you've developed this artist in you, this master. You're very good at what you do, right? But I almost feel like it's in the next few days, it's in the kind of immediate future when we get this ace, where you're really going to put everything you've got into one specific business, career, field, environment, you know? I feel like this is what's coming, this unity, you know? And it's coming, we're kind of working backwards here though. It's coming by way of this Lover's card. This is really a card that's saying you're going to encounter this unmistakable opportunity that you know is going to be just perfect, right? Just like the figures on this card, there is no question. When you know, it's going to be like love at first sight. No, this isn't a romance reading, okay? Love is everywhere. Everything is love. You're going to find that opportunity, that business, that company, that medium, that environment, that is going to be the one that you're going to fall in love with. There's going to be no second guessing, no questioning, no nothing. We don't see any other swords here. We see a Knight of Swords, but that's okay. We don't see any of the swords pip cards. We don't even see an Ace of Swords, which that I would accept. But to have a 5 or even a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, no. We don't want any of that. We don't have any of that. There's no debate. There's no debate. Instant connection, it seems perfect. It seems something that you were meant for. It seems like you found your twin out there, you know? And I think that this is something creative, something business related, because we see all these discs. You're going to gain from this, you know, right? They're going to pay you for it. But let's go to the recent past now, because the recent past is 6 of Cups. I think you've had a pretty gentle time recently. I think you've been feeling pretty good. I think your health has been good. I think your outlook, your optimism has been good. I think that you have been pretty happy, because I think you've been doing your art. You've been performing your art, this skill, this talent that you have. I think you've been doing it. you know. And it may be still, as yet, like I said, maybe a little scattered. Maybe you're doing it in a few different places. We've yet to narrow it down to one main thing, one perfect union, one just absolute eternal marriage, you know. But I think that's coming with the Lovers and that Ace of Discs. I think you've been enjoying the work. You've been enjoying your time doing what you do. And now, this week, I think, is when you're going to start to really narrow it down, really get serious about the commitment to one particular venue, arena, you know, environment. I think it's going to be a little difficult to do that, though, you know. When we have a Six of Cups, it's just like we feel good right now, and we're going to have to go and, like, commit to one thing, to just marry one thing, one company, you know. It's almost like you're limiting yourself. It's almost like you like the variety. You like the comfortability of the Six. It feels good right now. We don't want to leave that. But I think you know that for you really to step up your game and, you know, level up and really mature in your art, in your craft. You've got to get serious about this, you know, in a more practical way, right? Not that you're not serious, because I think that this is tremendously serious for you. This is as serious as it gets. But I think on the kind of mundane, practical level, you're really enjoying the luxury that you have now of doing what you want, when you want, where you want. You know, it's a little bit more luxurious. It's a little bit more kind of freewheeling. But now to make this commitment and narrow it down and really commit to this one company, employer, business, whatever it is, that's going to be a challenge. You know, let's be honest. And down beneath everything, we do see this Princess of Cups. This is a little bit of a challenge. You know, this is slowly easing into these new feelings. You know, or in your case, slowly easing out of these feelings. So you're taking the first couple steps away from what we're used to, what we've been happy and comfortable doing, to move in this new direction. It's going to feel weird. You know, it's going to be a little icky, but one step at a time, we can do it. And if you couldn't, then you wouldn't, right? But I think you know that this is kind of the next step for you. This is kind of what has to happen. We see that with the Empress up here. We mentioned the Empress. We didn't talk about her yet. This is your highest goal, your highest ideal. You really are. This is your patron deity. This is kind of whatever you meditate upon, whatever you pray to. You know, I don't really see you doing a whole lot of you know, like occult work or esoteric studies or magic or divination kind of stuff. I feel like your god or goddess is love and beauty and this art that you're doing. Like this, almost like this is your muse in some ways. Okay? And I feel like with the Empress, part of this guidance, this instruction, this devotion that you have for this ideal is the turning this into something that's going to be successful on every plane, not just spiritually as an expression of your love and devotion, not just emotionally for you to create, but on a practical level too, for other people to enjoy, for you to support your physical life with, for there to be complete fulfillment and satisfaction and success, right? And the Empress has a tendency at times to just enjoy the luxury a little too much and loses some momentum, loses a little bit of power by just kind of basking in the glow, you know, and just enjoying where we are. We don't want to get up off the couch. We don't want to get out of the bath, right? It feels too good in here. But we know that we do. We have to get up. We have to dry ourselves off. We have to get dressed, and we've got to go to the show. And that is the kind of practical side of the Empress, right? The Empress is the Venus energy. Well, Venus is love, just wants to love. So it's difficult to get in this kind of practical side of Venus. But that Empress energy wants to take care of you, right? It has such tremendous love for you, and you for it, for that energy, for that that deity, that ideal, however you want to describe it. The highest, holiest of the holy for you. Wants what's best for you, and doesn't just want to stretch at your ease and just relax all day, wants you to have success, wants you to move forward and reach these, all of these pentacles. We have so much of these pentacles. There's so much to gain from this work that you're doing. And it's time to, it's time to put our daytime clothes on and get started, And that takes us over to the path of the serpent, because this, I think, is you getting started. The first thing we had is this air energy, the Knight of Swords. And this perfectly represents Libra. It's the fire of the air. It's the cardinal air. This is you really getting started. This is you taking the inspiration from the Empress, taking this kind of love at first sight energy that it creates in you, and taking all of your kind of spiritual satisfaction and this, what we're saying, pride. Again, I don't like the word pride, really. Taking all of that and getting things going, right? Starting to plan, starting to do the practical work, starting to reach out, make connections, make the phone calls, send the emails. Do what you need to do to organize all of this, because what's coming, what you have the potential for is this 10 of discs, real wealth and success and satisfaction on every plane. The pentacles don't just mean money, right? It means money and emotional satisfaction and intellectual challenge and stimulation and spiritual satisfaction, right? Spiritual progress, development, gains. You're a Libra, so I think it goes back to this air energy here, which again is really the only air energy that we have, and that is you really reaching out, making connections, forming the relationships, getting that kind of stuff going. That's the important side of this that can really guarantee all of this satisfaction, all of the wealth that is around you. Now, this card's in the position of your relationships and your environment and your biggest resource, right? So this almost isn't talking about what you're going to gain through this work, what you already have that's going to allow you to begin the work, right? This is your support system. This is the wealth of family and friends and loved ones. This is your wealth of inner strength and stamina. This is your wealth of creativity, your wealth of enthusiasm, your wealth of ambition, your wealth of physical strength. Remember the Six of Cups? I said your health is good, your mood is good. You've got it's like you've been storing up all of this really good energy, and it's created a lot of resources, a lot of abundance around you that now you can kickstart it into action. So this Tower energy is it's in the position of your fears and worries and concerns. Okay, so I feel like you're kind of worried that this activity, this kind of new path or direction or whatever, is going to disrupt this really nice, easy time that you have now, right? You're worried that it's going to just really cramp your style, right? But in a major way, that it's going to just disrupt everything. It's going to just kind of blow up your life. That's the worry. That's the concern, yeah. I think that this is going to be it's going to be disruptive, but it's going to be such a movement of this fire energy that you're not even going to have time to really think back or have regrets or second thoughts. You're going to be moving forward. You're going to be using, this is like a rocket ship, right? And once that engine kicks on, there's no turning back. You can't turn around and look at the ground and say, maybe I want to go back to Earth. No, the rocket's taking off. All you can do is really hold on and try to steer the ship. And so that, I think, is what you're going to be doing. So I think this is a really good breakthrough. It's a really good initiation of this fiery energy, this momentum. It's a scary thing, yeah, but think about that rocket ship and where they're headed. There's a reason why they're on the rocket ship to begin with. Yeah, it's probably scary as hell when those whatever, the boosters kick on or whatever it is. It's a scary thing, but you know where you're headed, and it's not without purpose or direction. It's not just, you're not some amateur that climbed aboard a spaceship or a SpaceX rocket and turned the thing on. You know where you're going, you know how to operate this, you know what you're doing, right? And it's somewhere that you've wanted to go, so you know what I'm saying? And that's why we've got the eye up there at the top of this, Your eye is open. Your intuition, your kind of sixth sense, your psychic sense is open. Even though I don't think you're someone who necessarily does the literal esoteric or occult practices. I think your magic, mystical work is whatever skill or talent or art or mastery you're doing, right? Leave me some comments. Let me know what you're all about. Let me know where this is kind of manifesting for you. Or just generally. You don't have to overshare unless you want to. What we see after that tower is this 9 of discs, real gains. This is visible signs of progress. This is, we started with the 10 and then we go to the 9, right? Because if we're on that rocket ship, well, the Earth is looking smaller and smaller, right? So we go from the 10 to the 9. It's getting further away. But this is also the visible progress that you're making. You can now see your destination getting closer and closer and closer. So the Earth, the kind of old, what you are kind of leaving behind, is getting further and further away and smaller and smaller and smaller till you can't see it. You're not going to think about it anymore. And your destination is getting really big in the viewfinder. And you're starting to get excited for that. This is the money starts rolling in. You're starting to see the gains. Things are actually literally being built, and the buildings coming together, or whatever this is, wherever this is taking place. The visible signs of progress are intensely motivating for you. And that goes right back to the 3 that we were talking about at the beginning. You're somebody who feels like a master, feels like an artist, and you're doing this work, whatever your creation is. And the more you create, the more spiritual energy you feel, the more vitality. So you're going to start to see these results, see these gains coming in. You're going to see the visible signs of progress. And that's going to motivate you just even more, even more. But the mystery card. We didn't have a lot of air energy. So maybe we could do a little bit more air energy. I don't want to invoke the air energy because I don't want the 5 or even the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't want any of those. We already have a Knight of Swords representing you, Libra, and your initiation of this work, these connections, this networking, these interpersonal relationships. Maybe a little bit more of that, or perhaps, well, we already have the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles, maybe a 6 of Pentacles. It's either going to be some air energy or the 6 of Pentacles. Let's see. Air energy. Yeah, okay. So now we've got a Prince of Swords. There's air on air. I think this is kind of suggesting to me that we don't want to overthink things, right? We don't want to get caught up in the overthinking or trying to rely too much on planning or intellect. Now that sounds funny because we want to plan, right? We want to have a nice plan. But I think it's trying to contrast this Knight of Swords. And this is just having your plan and doing it. This is action, really, more than anything. Actively connecting with people. This is actively connecting with people, but this is just a lot of talk. This is a lot of hot air. This is a lot of just saying things and making promises, but really there's no intention behind them, right? Also, this card is about trial and error, about experimentation, right? So there's no guarantee that you're going to find this one beautiful soulmate, true love, love at first sight kind of relationship or partnership or company or whatever. And that everything's just going to work out completely fine. There's going to be no obstacles, right? This might be trial and error. This might be, you found the one, you've fallen in love, and you're trying to make it work, but there's still going to be challenges. You're still going to have to kind of adapt and figure things out as you go. Make changes, try different things and just and see what works. So I think that's a nice message too, because we don't want to have this false sense of, I can do no wrong. There are going to be hiccups, There are going to be hiccups, but nothing that's going to be severely disruptive. It's just going to be trial and error, the natural process of things, right? Seeing what works, doing more of that. Learning what doesn't work, do less of that. Seems pretty simple. But the main thing is action, and the main thing is to continue to experiment, continue to innovate. Maybe innovate's the better word. I think that's beautiful. I think that's important. We're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around Libra, click on the link that's right up here, and you can have access to all of the extended readings for every sign, for the weeklies and for the monthly videos that we do as well. Okay. I want to thank you again for letting me read for you and for sticking around this long in the video. It really helps out the channel if you can watch them to the end. Okay. And I encourage you to go watch your other placements. Watch your sun, your moon, and your rising sign placements. Maybe even your Venus and Mercury placements might be beneficial to you this week. Okay. This was your weekly reading, March 19th through 25th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.